I'm Darren Karp, and on the line with me now is a familiar and lovely hot face from Bravo's Summer House. I've got Lindsay Hubbard on the line. How you doing, Lindsay? Good to see you.
Hi, Darren. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I think we could still say that, like mid-Jan. We'll keep it going.
I guess we'll see what happens.
Well, all right. Summer House isn't sometimes the happiest of times, and season 6 of Summer House premieres tonight. You've been there since the beginning. You're an OG. Can you believe it's lasted 6 seasons? And how do you sort of feel going into this one?
Yeah, I mean, the other day was just reflecting on, holy cow, I cannot believe this has been 6 years. But I think it's like beautiful that we're still here, and like each season just comes back bigger and better than the one before.
That's definitely true. When you're looking back and you're being a little introspective over the past 6 seasons, 6 years of your life, who do you think has changed the most and who do you think has changed the least from the cast?
Wow. I mean, I would say Carl probably changed the most, just giving up certain lifestyle aspects and, refocusing his priorities. Who's changed the least? I think those people are no longer with us.
That's fair. Okay, they've gotten rid of the people who refuse to grow. I see what you're saying here, Liz.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we have a beautiful opportunity to reflect and grow on our mistakes and drunken antics of the past. So if you don't do that, then you should probably go see a therapist on your own.
Yeah, maybe reality TV isn't the therapy you need, but it does seem like this season we'll be focusing a lot on different relationships sort of happening in the house. Lindsay, I'm going to be getting into your love life at the Summer House, of course. But first, I really want to talk about Kyle and Amanda. Now we know they had a beautiful wedding and it all worked out, after a lot of rockiness, a lot of ups and downs. They seem to be really loving married life, but it looks like this past summer, there was a lot of trouble in paradise, actually. Can you give me any input on this? How did they sort of start off the summer? Because it seemed a little shaky ground.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're not all privy to everything that's going on in everyone's lives. So I'm just learning about certain aspects and situations, watching it along with you. I think in the beginning of summer, you're just like, oh, we're so close to the finish line. We're so close to getting you guys down the aisle. And we're all just like very hopeful that we keep, moving forward on that path. And, I think at that point, all I could think about was like, oh my God, I feel so bad. They had to, completely redo their wedding planning 3 different times. Like, I really hope that this one sticks and that, we can get them down the aisle. So, I mean, listen, like every relationship has their ups and downs, and, theirs is no different. I think what's different is that we just have cameras on us that you can see all of the ins and outs of those downs, unfortunately. So I think we're all just hopeful going into it that we can get them down the aisle at the end of it.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I want to see them win. I want to see their relationship win after all sort of the trials and tribulations. But you, someone who's not only a good friend of theirs, but someone who's living in the house, were you worried at all they wouldn't make it to their long-awaited wedding? Was there any sort of hesitancy that they might break up before the big day?
No, I wasn't worried that they would break up. I think I was just more worried because, at different points in time when they would maybe get drunk, for example, and their true emotions would come out, certain things that they would say to each other, but we're all guilty of that at the same time. So putting things into perspective, you're just like, are they serious about this? So I wasn't necessarily worried that they wouldn't get married. I was more worried of like, the things that they would say to each other when they were drunk. I was like, I don't know. I don't know about that. But I always knew that they would still get married.
Good thing they don't run like a liquor brand or something together. That would just be disastrous, Lindsay. But
no, what's interesting is if they did stick to the lover boys, I don't think they would have had those explosive fights.
That's actually the best advertisement for Loverboy ever. You can be the opposite of what Amanda and Kyle have been showing. But there's another sort of interesting love triangle that's happening in the house. We've got Paige, and then Winter House Andrea's coming in. And now we know that Paige is with Craig Conover, who is also from Winter House as well as Southern Charm. We know that Paige had some sparks flying with Andrea in Vermont, but she's now in a full-blown relationship with Craig. Were you kind of surprised with how she ended up with Craig instead of Andrea?
No, I wasn't surprised. I had, run into Paige a couple of times in between Winter House and Summer House. And, I had asked her how things with Andrea were going. And she was like, once he tried to be exclusive, I don't think that was something that she was necessarily willing to do with him. So I wasn't surprised when she wound up with Craig. Craig is a very charming and good-looking, fun guy, and so is she. So, I actually think that they're really good together.
Well, now we have to get into some good stuff, Lindsay, from the trailer. And you know that I've brought this up to you, not even in front of cameras, because we've hung out before. It looks like you and Sierra are fighting over Austin Kroll. Now, this is obviously taken from the Winter House, putting it into the Summer House. Austin and Sierra have obviously kind of had a relationship, if we can call that, during Winter House. Are they still going strong into the summer? What's Austin's feeling? What's Sierra's feeling about each other going into Summer House?
I don't really know what Sierra's feeling was, because I didn't necessarily talk to her on like a friendship level about her feelings about Austin. Austin and I spoke quite a bit going into the summer. We resumed our normal friendship that you didn't really get a chance to see in Vermont, unfortunately, but, multiple times a week on the phone. And he was just not interested in dating her still. So I don't know. I mean, you'll have to talk to each of them to find out how they were feeling, but I just know that Austin wasn't necessarily into dating seriously anybody or Sierra.
Well, how did things kind of escalate between the three of you? Because at one point we do see Danielle kind of stepping in between you and Sierra and reminding you both that it's really Austin being the problem and not either one of you. So how did it really escalate?
Yeah, I don't fight with girls or compete with them over men. I don't think Danielle was reminding me in that case who was to blame. I think that was more geared towards Sierra. But yeah, I mean, the wine being thrown was a little bit shocking. That was the first time that we had seen it. And I think somebody on Instagram had slowed the whole thing down into slow motion. And we saw that she threw a glass, which was very shocking because that's dangerous. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't really compete with females in general, let alone over men.
Danielle, we missed her beautiful face on Winter House. Were you glad to have your bestie back for the summer at least?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Danielle and I have such a special bond, and we truly are just the greatest of friends. And I just love her so much, and I have so much fun with her. And this is the first time that you guys as viewers get to see her in a full-blown relationship, which is a fun turn of events because, last season I was in a relationship, albeit not a great one, that she helped me through. So yeah, it's a fun new dynamic where we get to do a little role reversal of, me being her sounding board and kind of helping her through, her romantic relationship, and then her, continuously being there for me and being my sounding board and sort of, offensive line to help me through, the girl situations in the house.
Yeah, I love the camaraderie between you two. There really does seem to be little to no drama between you two, and it's really nice to see. Lindsay, I have to ask, because last time I saw you were having this budding romance with Jason from Winter House. Where did you leave that? And how are you coming into this summer with Jason on your mind, or no?
I mean, you will see that in the first couple of episodes of where I'm at as I enter the summer. I will say out of all the guys I've ever dated, Jason has got to be by far the nicest out of everyone. And he's obviously easy on the eyes and very handsome. So I don't know. I went into this summer, with this idea that I just wanted to be responsible for myself. I wanted my independence. I wanted to be single and, navigating that, but also kind of casually dating Jason, like I had to do, like a little soul searching and make some decisions along the way. But I think you'll see that go down. It was definitely a very fun, flirty summer of hubs for sure.
Summer of hubs is what I like to see. We're also going to be getting 2 new faces in Summer House. We have Andrea's friend Alex, who seems to be all 100% abs and lean turkey meat. And then we get Paige's friend, is it Mia? How did these newbies kind of mesh with all of you guys? Who got along? Maya, who didn't get along?
Yeah, I mean, my first impression of both of them was that they were pretty cool. Alex is super regimented. I've never met somebody quite like that who wakes up at 6 a.m. on a Sunday and eats ground turkey for breakfast. But I think, once he got his bearings and felt a little bit more comfortable, he opened up. And I had so much fun with Alex. I think he's just a really fun, funny, guy. And Maya's super cool. She was pretty neutral, which was honestly one of the first times that I've seen a new female join our summer house and just maintain neutrality as far as, the females are concerned. Because normally it's just all the girls ganging up against me. And, so I thought that was cool. She's a really cool girl.
Well, speaking of females maybe ganging up on you, this is sort of the first season without Hannah Burner that we've had in a few years. Do you think that not having Hannah around sort of caused a little less tension, a little less drama in the house, or was she missed this year?
I think that this summer was a lot lighter, for a lot of different reasons, but I do think, not having Hannah there added to the lightness, where you get to see us having a lot more fun. Obviously, we are able to throw parties and be with friends and go out. So that was also very helpful, to bring us out of the darkness and more into a, back to having fun. But yeah, I mean, listen, like, I don't think Hannah was very much missed by a core group of people. I don't know how Paige feels. I know that she's probably the closest to her, but there was a lot of unnecessary made up drama that kind of happened over the last couple of summers that didn't really need to happen, and just felt weird and forced. And when you're living with, a bunch of people, it's really hard to have that as like an, sort of looming over you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you mentioned it's a little bit lighter, a little bit more fun, but obviously we're just starting the season. We've got many episodes filled with drama, I'm sure, to get to. But now that you've wrapped filming and it's months out now, how is your relationship with the rest of the cast? Are you all on good terms, or are we going to see you have some major falling out with some other cast members?
I mean, I'm on like really good terms with almost everyone. Obviously I have my best friends, Danielle and Carl, Kyle, Amanda, and Luke, who I consistently hang out with. And, I don't know, I'm pretty good with everyone else. I don't really have a falling out. I mean, I think that you have to be friends with people to have a falling out from that friendship. So I wouldn't necessarily say that, but yeah, I mean, I still, text with the newcomers and, try to get together with them. It's a little bit hard, with COVID and, different variants and, yeah, the constant like dodging this pandemic. But yeah, I would say I'm on pretty good terms with everyone.
Well, we get to see you for multiple weeks at a time at Summer House, but obviously you're living your life, not on camera, on Instagram. And since Summer House ended, It's clear that you and a certain Carl Radke have been spending a lot of time together. Now, I know that you guys live in the same area, I think in the same building.
Yeah.
We know the two of you have had romantic moments in the past. So here's the question, Lindsay Hubbard.
What's the question, Darren Karp?
Are you and Carl Radke officially dating?
Yes, we are officially dating.
Exclusively?
I should hope so. I mean, the guy sleeps next to me every night. I don't know.
Okay, wait. Does he make you a sandwich when you want a sandwich, Linz? Does he activate you in the right ways, Lindsay? Tell me all this.
Yes, he does. He makes me very happy, and I think I do the same for him.
How could you not? Before I let you go, just tell me, how did this happen? When did it kind of go from being besties to being lovers? Tell me.
I know. I love the labels. Yeah, I mean, listen, just as you've seen our friendship evolve over the last 6 years, you're going to also see how our new dynamic and, sort of entering into more of a more than best friends, or whatever label you want to put onto it, how that evolves as well.
Lovers is my label. I'm sticking to it. Lindsay, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so happy Summer House is back. I'm so happy you're back on my TV screen. Thanks so much. Love to you and Carl.
Oh, love you, Darren.
People, you can get the season 6 premiere of Summer House tonight at 9, 8 Central on Bravo and watch them go from friends to lovers.